I was asked recently about overseas orders and how to deal with the GST, VAT kind of dockets that some jurisdictions require you to add. So this is a separate video to the IOSS number video that I did earlier, but got an order here in from New Zealand, shipping out of Australia. It is going international parcel post, as you can see, and at the top of the screen you have download the GST receipt. Sometimes you'll see the IOSS details up here, and from Australia it seems to be kind of the UK, Europe requires IOSS, but the UK and New Zealand have this GST VAT thing. So you click that and essentially Bricklink downloads you a A4 document. Depending on the order, this could be all sorts of length. As you can see, this one's fairly substantial. It's a fairly decent order. So it prints out all of the details of the GST, in this case, collected, and that for New Zealand sits at 15%, as you can see there. I think it's higher in the UK, isn't it? 17.5% when I lived there. And it pretty much just states for the customs people at the other end, GST has been collected sufficiently by the seller. So this just links into the kind of the geopolitical arrangements that people have on taxing internet purchases, so that they're getting their pound of fat from everything that you buy online. So quite simply, from here, it's about printing this out. What I tend to do is print it out a few pages up on an A4, so it keeps the size of it down. It means it's easier to attach to packaging, and it keeps the weight down as well, given that you might be right on the threshold of a weight category for a particular order. You add in 80 GSM piece of paper or two, and suddenly you'll be tipped over and you'll be losing money on the postage. So it's really important to factor in some of these things in your shipping settings, knowing that for certain jurisdictions you are going to be required to provide this. So I'm going to go ahead and print this out, and then I'll show you how I attach it to packaging and make it easy for everybody to ensure that no seller is being stung for double VAT or GST. So once your order's picked, which it is here, this one's off to New Zealand, as I've said already, then what I do is I print out the order all on one page. So you know, if it's only a couple of pages, you can do this even smaller, but essentially it's just a documentation record that the GST has been collected sufficiently by the seller. And then to save paper and weight and all of that, I try and get as much on one side of paper as I can. This would have got quite small if I'd have done it 8 up or 12 up, which you can do in the Acrobat printer settings. And then it's really just a case of folding it up, putting it in a mailer bag, and then attaching it to the underside of the package, which I will do now. And there we have it, folded up, sealed up, and stuck to the underside of the mailing box. Now this card's in the way to hide the address, obviously, but it's as simple as that really. It's just a visual reference for any customs collections officers to know that the GST has been calculated. Now that piece of paper and the mailer bag is 0.06 grams, so that is 60 grams added to your package. And as I said earlier, something to be mindful of if you are running close to a weight limit on a parcel, and something you definitely need to factor in the adjustments you can make within the shipping settings in Bricklink and Brickowl. If you're not sure how to do that, there is a video in my how-tos on how to dive into all of that and get it correct. But that, in a nutshell, is custom forms. Hope that was helpful, and thanks for watching.